What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, then welcome to our little corner of the internet. Today we are watching a video titled 6 Things I Do in America but Never in the UK. I think I could say countless things that I would do in America that I don't do here on a regular basis. But then again, I don't know how it would be if I moved there. Like, for example, eating out. I don't really go and eat out nearly ever. Mostly because I just like being home. But I feel like if I was in America, I would go and I would eat out a lot because there's just so much food that I want to try there, and also go through a lot of drive-throughs. Like, I would imagine if I was in America, like, pulling up to Starbucks in the morning with my car and get, a coffee. That would be so cool. There is no drive-through Starbucks or no drive-through coffee or anything here, so I just feel like that's something that I would do, but then again, maybe I wouldn't. Like, who knows? Because if I lived there, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, road trips I would definitely do if I was in America. I would want to go everywhere. Here I still haven't, but also because I just got my license. But I feel like that's like something that I would do if I was in America, but not here. There's just a lot of things, so I'm excited to see what these things are. And yeah, let's see what this video is about.
Since moving to America from the UK, I've picked up a few habits that I never had before. Things that I never would have done in the UK, but now I do them without even thinking about it. Now, some of these things will be
Yeah, these might be more like casual things.
totally normal to Americans, but others I'm not quite sure about. So, for number one, I'm not sure if it's just me being nervous, if it's a state thing, a town thing, or if it's actually just an American thing. So, let me know below. But obviously, living in America, you drive on the opposite side of the road. Takes a bit of getting used to, but I am pretty confident with it now. Turning right on a red light took me a little bit longer to get used to, and I was on the receiving end of quite a bit of road rage with this one. But I think I am pretty good with that as well now. My
Turning right on a red light, I think my brain would not wrap around that one. Like the fact that you can go past the red light, I don't know how long it would take me to get used to that, but probably quite some time.
issue is when there's a red light, people don't seem to pay attention to it. It feels more like a guideline than a legal order. The amount of times that I've come to a stop at a red light and a car, a motorbike, or a big van has gone flying past me is unbelievable. And the amount of near misses I've seen is absolutely crazy. So every time that I'm at a red light and it turns green, I just sit there. I just sit there for a little bit longer than necessary, long enough just to check that no one is going to fly into me.
What? That's madness. That's crazy. Mm-mm.
Now, this hasn't just happened once or twice or even three times. It's all the time. So now this is my daily routine. I never just go on green like I would have in the UK. In fact, back home, I would be already edging forward looking at the opposite lights to turn red, like most people do. But here, I just wait and double check that it's safe, probably irritating the person behind me. And while
I love that photo. Never seen that before. That's me driving for real.
we're on the topic of cars, the second habit is that I don't even think about walking anymore. I drive everywhere, and there's actually two reasons for this one. The first reason is because there's just no footpaths. So where I live, there's just no footpaths. And even if there were,
I would love to drive everywhere instead of walking, but a lot of the times here it's easier to walk somewhere, like walk 15 minutes, even 20 minutes to go somewhere than go with your car because there's no parking spots. And then, when I come back, it's very hard for me to find a parking spot as well. So I'd rather just go and walk if I have to go somewhere. Um, so yeah, but if I could, I would take my car everywhere. I would gladly do that.
there are just so many drive-through options that it just makes life quicker and easier. Drive-through banks and drive-through pharmacies are probably the biggest convenience I've noticed. I've never seen
Drive-through pharmacies? Hello? I want that. I want that. I need that. I hate getting out of my car. If especially when you go to a pharmacy, it's usually like in the middle of the night because you just got out of the emergency room and you need to go to the pharmacy and then you have to get out of your car and it's cold and no. I would love to have a drive to pharmacy. Or drive to anything, honestly, I'm a fan of. I'm a big fan.
either of those in the UK. I know they exist, but I have never ever seen them anywhere back home. I do come from a small town, not a big city, so that's probably a factor, but they are everywhere here. And the second reason is that everything is just spread out, and that just comes down to the fact that it is so much bigger here. Obviously, it comes down to where you live. You might live in a town with all your local shops quite close by. Back home, I would take a 10 to 15-minute walk to either go to the supermarket or to take my daughter to the park or to meet up with people. But here, it's about the same time in the car to do the exact same things. Now, that doesn't mean I don't walk anymore. It just means I drive to the location and then I get out and I walk. But just to get from A to B, I can't do that. I can't walk. I have to drive to then walk. And another habit that I've picked up is tipping, properly tipping. So in the UK, I would tip occasionally, usually if I had exceptional service and spare cash on me. But it wasn't something I planned for. I'd never think ahead to have enough for 20%. I'd just leave the £5 note I had in my purse. And that's not because I'm not a tipper, it's just not part of our culture, not as much as it is here in the States. And I've never
I feel like I would crash out if I had to like count the tip every single time I go out and eat in my head because my math is not very good, guys. It's not very good. And I just feel like it would be difficult to count like the 20%. I guess at some point that becomes like, just natural. But I just usually tip like whatever I can tip. And that's it.
tipping on card, not as much as it is here in the States. And I've never liked tipping on card. I've just never trusted that the staff actually get that money. But that is just me. I don't actually know if that's true, but I've just personally.
I also hate that. Every time I've worked as a waitress, the tips are usually like communal. Like I don't know, I get a tip and I have to share it with everyone there and it annoys me so much because there's always someone who doesn't work as hard as you do or and then or you get a tip from someone that's like this is for you and you have to put it like in the communal thing. I think everybody should get tipped you know separately.
Never like to tip on card. So here, I make a point of having enough cash on me to have a 20% tip whenever we go out. It's become part of the normal routine. And it's not just restaurants either. The hairdresser, the diner, anywhere that provides a service.
You tip the hairdressers? Oh, and like everyone like who does a so if you go to like if I got my nails done I have to tip. That would be expensive. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't. I here you usually wouldn't tip the hairdresser if it's not like if they didn't make like an immaculate job and you really want to tip the person or my nail lady who's been with me since I was 16. I'll tip her because I love her. But it's not like if I went to another nail person, for example, to do my nails, I would not probably tip like the first few times, you know?
In the UK, I would rarely have cash on me at all or plan to leave a tip before I'd even had the service. So I don't even know if the service is going to be good, but I am planning ahead to take that tip. The next habit I've picked up is actually an unhealthy one, and it's definitely not something I do back in the UK. And that's not because I'm super healthy, it's simply because the bacon is different. In the UK, yes, we have streaky bacon, but the main everyday option is back bacon, the thicker, meatier, and leaner cut.
I have nothing to say about this since I don't eat bacon, but Bacon looks good. I don't remember what it tastes like, but probably it's delicious.
America, it's all
That's all I have to say.
about that super crispy bacon, the kind that practically shatters as you bite it. So, because it's crispy and salty, I now pour syrup on it. Syrup on bacon. That is just not a thing back in the UK with back bacon.
That sounds delicious though.
You could do it, but I don't really think it would be nice or taste the same. But I'm sure you could try it. The only time I ever had proper American style crispy bacon in England was at an American diner where it felt like a treat. Here, it's just a normal part of breakfast, and syrup on bacon is totally normal, and I have happily embraced it. The fifth habit is all about coffee. So in the UK, I would just have coffee with milk and a sweetener. That was my standard, and probably the standard for a lot of Brits. A very boring British cup of coffee. Creamer isn't really a big thing back home, mostly because people are used to using milk, and we don't have aisles and aisles full of all these different flavors of cream.
No, I use milk always, but I would love to try creamer. I don't know what the difference is. Like is creamer mm, what is it? What are we talking about exactly?
Creamer. We do have it, but it still isn't as big as it is here. And it never became part of the everyday coffee routine in the same way. But here in America, I have become obsessed with it. Every time I go shopping, I end up picking a new one to try. I do try and stick to the sugar-free option to try and keep the calories down, but the range here is unbelievable. And I actually only got into it because when we first moved here, we went to a little diner and the coffee came with creamer, not milk. And that's how the habit started. And I haven't had milk in my coffee since I moved here. So I'm absolutely hooked. It's just bigger here, bigger bottles, more choice. And now it is just completely part of my morning routine. And the last
I mean, if there's different types of flavors to creamers like vanilla and I would love that. Caramel. I don't know what creamer is honestly, so I don't know if there's different what is it called? Flavors to it, but if there are, then I would probably love that.
habit I've picked up is probably my favorite. In the UK, we do decorate. Of course we do, but not usually this early and not for every single season. So here, every season has its own decor moment. And I've somehow collected a wreath for each one. A fall wreath, a summer wreath, Halloween decorations, all of it. And the timing, that's the biggest change. Halloween lasts for the entire month. Then the minute that it's over, Christmas begins. So we got home from our road trip still in November, and Christmas lights were already up. Trees were glowing in windows, wreaths on doors, full displays outside. It looks so
It's so pretty.
cozy and festive. So of course I join in. And now I decorate early too. My Christmas tree is already up and all the decorations are out. I'm just waiting.
Look at the little train. I love that. I cannot wait to have a house to decorate for Christmas. That's like the ultimate dream. I don't know if I'll ever have a house, but or like something then other than this room
Patiently for my husband to put the lights up outside.
or this apartment or I don't know.
It just makes the excitement last longer. And with a 3-year-old, it is even more special. So if you relate to any of these, let me know in the comments. And if you're American, tell me if these are just totally normal to you, especially the red light situation. Thank you for watching, and thank you to my channel members. Let me know what comparisons you want to hear about next.
See, I don't know if I could get used to the red light situation over here, or the tipping culture would be like a little bit weird for me. I guess I'd get used to it, but it's just a little weird. The creamer, I'm all for it. Maple syrup on your bacon, go for it. Sounds delicious. And what was the last one? that's how good my memory is. What was the last one? Oh, Christmas decorations. I love Christmas. I'm all for that too. There's a lot of things that I would absolutely love. Um, but definitely things that I would take me some time to get used to as well. But I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this one. So leave your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Thank you for joining me for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.